All right, man. We still buzzing on some pretty good NBA playoff basketball. It's good to see some competitive drive, that competitive NBA drive for that illustrious Larry O'Brien trophy. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live and in color, coming at you from YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. This is one of the hottest and realest podcasts you will find today, man. We are the Real to Sports Podcast, and welcome to another episode of the Real to Sports Talk Show. What we do around here, man, is we about to talk about the hottest NBA news there is, man. And we got some XFL news with On the Mark with our very own Young Mark. And after that, man, I have a little surprise for you guys. I got a little bit of surprise, a little bit surprise for you guys. As the podcast is again taking flight and going in on a new level, in a new direction today. So I want you to be surprised. So I hope you guys surprised, man. So just tune in and wait, because just in under 5 minutes, man, we going to another level. And oh yeah, man, and all this and more, ladies and gentlemen, right here on the Real the Sports Talk Show. Thank you guys so very much for being here with us on this Saturday afternoon, wherever in the world you are sitting. Where are you right now in the world, man? Let me go ahead and sit around the offering plate. Let me sit around that offering plate like they do in church, asking you guys, man, to be so kind and generous and hit that thumbs up. Hit that thumbs up, man. If you're watching us for the very first time, your eyes and ears laying upon us for the very first time, please hit that subscribe button and turn on that bell for all notifications. Follow us on all social media platforms, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and also join our sports group on Facebook. And it's called the Real to Sports Group. I got to sit back, man. Y'all don't mind. Let me sit back a second and just look at this all-star squad right here. This is an all-star squad right here. These are my guys right here, man. I assembled this. I did this.
GM of the year.
This squad right here, man. This is a squad, y'all. Y'all don't understand what I got right here. This is the best podcast panel, man. Y'all, man, what? I'm trying to tell you, man. Please.
My man sound like Franklin Saint. Brick by brick.
Brick by brick, baby. It's like I got the 2001 Eastern Conference All-Stars right here, man. Let's go, man. Please, I will introduce you guys to the All-Star squad, matter of fact. I will do that, man. Down in the Bayou, representing who that?
Yeah.
One time Super Bowl champion. They are the New Orleans Saints.
The undefeated, baby.
Undefeated in the Super Bowl. It's all day, baby. 504.
The land of the five, baby. The land of the five.
The flyest man in the land.
How we feeling today, baby? How we feeling?
Yes, sir, baby. Yes, sir. My man. The OG is back. He is back, ladies and gentlemen. And people have been asking, where's the OG? Well, ladies, he is here. He is here, man. He represents the NFC North Division champion, the mighty Minnesota Vikings, ladies and gentlemen. Again, the OG, the legendary Q Diggity Dog. What up, Diggity Dog?
What's up, my people? What's going on?
There he is.
What's up?
Is in the building.
Yes, sir, baby.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Where you at, man? Representing America's team. The vice president. And he represent America's team. They are the 5-time Super Bowl champion. The Dallas Cowboys. Do not cross the street. Don't do it. Wall Street.
Don't do it, host.
Don't do it.
Host, I'm a little nervous, man. I got some money out there on Garcia tonight. I need him to stand up and stop Tank tonight. You know what I mean? I need it to happen, host.
If I wasn't so scared, brother, I'll go with you. But I'm scared. I would go with you, bro. I would, man. Yeah, y'all check that fight out. I'm trying to tell you, man. It's gonna be a good one. Mr. President. Yes, He's the president of the Real Sports Group. He's part of the 3-time Super Bowl champion, the Las Vegas Raiders. He's my Raider brother. He's part of the Raider Nation, man. Black Hole established. He's Oklahoma State's alumni. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all know who he is, the Lou Gehrig Sports Podcast, man. Young Mark.
Hey, what's going on, bro?
Mr. Mark.
Great to be back with the 2-hour crew one more time. And I brought some smelling salts for Q-Dog to help him wake up after that.
I like that one. I'm about to get you that one. You have to do me like that, yo. Oh, that hurt. What's up with them hoes? I ain't these. Oh, I'm about to get you for that one, baby. That's a good one, baby. That's a good one.
Shots fired.
Yes, sir. Okay, all right.
It's never love, Q-Dog. It's never love.
He says, smell it.
Boy. Yes, sir.
Oh,
hey.
Woo. Boy.
All right.
Representing Saxonville, man, down in Duval, baby. And if you don't like it, just chill with it. They are the AFC South Division champions. This man is the Real Sports NBA Trivia champion himself, 2-time. Rockstar Rock. What up, Rock? Keep grinding to the top. All day, baby. All day. And last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, the man with all the rings. He got all the rings on the show. They are representing Steel City. They are the 6-time Super Bowl champion of Pittsburgh Steelers, ladies and gentlemen. This man just became last week the 7th Real Sports NFL Trivia champion. Ladies and gentlemen, the brand new champ, Deuce.
What's up, baby? The champ is here.
The champ
is here.
I hear you. The Deuce is in the building.
It's good to see you.
All right, man. Oh, man, the Deuce is in the building, ladies and gentlemen. The podcast panel is in the building. Again, man, go ahead and hit that thumbs up for us, man. Hit that thumbs up for us. All right, man, let's get this show rolling, man. We got XFL news coming from our very own, the Lou Gehrig of the Real Sports Group, man. Let's go.
On the Mark with Young Mark is brought to you by the Real to Sports Podcast.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's great to be back with you guys again. It's playoff time in the XFL. This is the last week of the regular season. Playoffs start next weekend, and boy, we got a lot to get into, so let's go ahead and dive right on into it. Starting off with the game of the week, a game I had the absolute pleasure of attending in person. Man, that was the most lit experience I've ever had in my life. The DC Defenders, they hold on to that undefeated regular season at home. They beat the Arlington Renegades 28-26. Shout out to host's favorite quarterback, Luis Perez, man. I know we give him a lot of flack on this show, and rightfully so. But he held his own Sunday against DC, despite being sacked multiple times, despite turning the ball over, despite pick sixes to DJ Swearinger to lift the place up. Luis Perez had that team in the game till the very end. They never backed down. They took the game to overtime. But unfortunately for them, Luis Perez couldn't throw a pass to the end zone from 5 yards out. And unfortunately, they lost the game. But definitely big shout out to the Defenders crowd, man. That was an amazing experience. Shout out to all the people I met that got put onto the Real to Sports podcast because of that game. That was definitely a lot of fun. Jordan Tayamu lit it up per usual. He had 2 touchdowns in the air. My man De'Aaron King also had a touchdown. Abram Smith, it was actually one of his rare quiet games. He only had 27 yards on the ground, but it didn't matter. The DC still held on to win. So with that win, DC clinches their spot in the North Division Championship game next week. And now we got to figure out who they're going to play. And this race for second place, this is really, really interesting. So going into last week, it was St. Louis versus Seattle, the 2 teams in the hunt for that second spot in the North Division. All St. Louis had to do was win the game, and they clinched the spot in the championship. It's done and over with. They in there. I don't know what happened, man, but they didn't show up. My man Ben DiNucci, former Cowboy quarterback in the NFL, man, he been balling from a team that couldn't figure out how to win earlier this season. Seattle can't figure out how to lose unless it's the DC. They have been on a roll. They are currently right now 6-3, tied with St. Louis for second place. Last week, Ben DiNucci went off. He went 21-31, 260 yards and 2 touchdowns. And the Battlehawks' high-powered offense really couldn't muster up any points. But I got to give credit where credit is due. Y'all know me. I'm very biased towards my alma mater, the Oklahoma State. Shout out my boy Marcel Aiton, baby. Former Las Vegas Raider. He went off. He had 7 catches for 99 yards. But it still wasn't enough as St. Louis fell to Seattle. And I bring that up because right now we're looking ahead to the playoffs. Believe it or not, man, St. Louis is in a tight one right now as we speak with the 1-win Orlando Guardians. St. Louis just took their first lead of the game with 55 seconds left in the second quarter. It's 23-20, but in the XFL, man, the 3-point lead is not enough. So we're gonna see if St. Louis can pull it out and get the win. Because remember, if St. Louis wins today, they will also need Seattle to lose in order for them to clinch its playoff spot. Seattle can clinch a spot in the playoffs with a win, plus a St. Louis loss here today to Orlando. And Seattle is playing the Vegas Vipers, who are the second worst team in the XFL. We're going to see how that shakes out. To wrap it up here in the South Side, we already know the Houston Roughnecks are going to be in the South Division Championship game next week. Who they're going to play is up in the air. I really have to give credit. I know this is going to make Duke smile. I got to give credit to that former Pittsburgh Steeler who personifies the Steeler way, Mr. Hines Ward. Him and Joey Porter Sr. have turned that team around. They really went from a team that couldn't win to save their lives to now here they are in the last week of the season with a chance to make the playoffs. San Antonio can get into the playoffs if they win today, and if Arlington loses to Houston. Now, San Antonio's got to play DC, which is the clear-cut favorite top team in the league right now, so they got a tough road ahead. But if San Antonio pulls that upset and Arlington loses, San Antonio and Hines Ward in the playoffs. Arlington, led by Luis Perez, they can get in. All they have to do is win their game against Houston tomorrow, and also hope that DC handles their business against San Antonio. So it's going to be pretty good to see how it shakes out and see who's in the championship game next week. But all I know is I feel like it's DC's championship to lose. So we're going to see how it shakes out. Back to you, host.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
On the Mark with Young Mark is brought to you by the Real to Sports Podcast.
Perez sucks.
You had to get that in there.
Yeah, he sucks.
One last time in the regular season, you had to get that in there.
You tried to campaign for him, bro, but I ain't buying that T-shirt.
In his defense, anytime a team plays Orlando's defense, they ball out. Outside of that Orlando game, he ain't done much of nothing. So.
Yo, just get out of the league. Just stop. Let's go on the live chat here, man. Baltimore, what's up, Baltimore?
What's happening, man?
Look, the whole gang. Yes, sir, man. I'm trying to tell y'all. I have the all-stars of the all-stars right here, man. I'm trying to tell you. Oh, you about to use money. You talking about Tank? Go get Tank. I'm Tank on a mission tonight, bro. Tank on a mission tonight. Tank on the mission tonight, bro. Tank is on the mission. Shout out to Baltimore, man. Baltimore is coming to us from the Real Sports Group on Facebook. It's coming to us from the Real Sports Group. Oh, Street. There she go. There she go. Hey, all right.
What's up?
All right. Shakira Jones. Recovering, man. She's recovering. She's recovering.
We all behind you, Jones. Get better soon.
Yeah, man. I'm glad she's watching the show, man.
Prayers for you.
No doubt.
No doubt.
I see one of the fellas repping two cities. Hornets and Cowboys. Shame.
Oh, what you got against the Hornets, yo? Hold up now.
You need to stop that.
Defend yourself.
That one has nothing to do with the other, man.
Oh, okay. Oh, man, we appreciate your Mark, man. Give us that XFL news as the playoffs is beginning to start. Alexis Brown. What up? Alexis Brown. Deuce. Hey, man, Deuce, don't make me get it. Let me get some t-shirts now. Trademarks here.
Still be told. My man's famous out here.
I know, right?
That's my
famous over this month.
That's my sister. She let me use the crib right now.
Oh,
for the show. So
thank you, Sister Deuce.
Shout out to
her. Thank you, man. Oh, no doubt, Shakira, no doubt, man. No doubt, man. We hope, all of us hope that you recover and get better, so you can get to stomping like the big dogs back out there. All that there. Oh. He said, be more careful tonight. Okay. Oh. The missus.
I would stop the show, but I would say everybody freeze.
I told you, man. I think she loves G more than me sometimes, man.
Listen. The people's favorite is what it is, man.
Hey, it's been like that since I've known G, bro. I've always been the second fiddle to Jesus.
Oh, man.
Miss Deuce is in the building. She is in the building. Shakira Jones is in the building. Baltimore is in the building. The last chat is popping. Everything is popping, man. Again, man, we thank Young Mark again for all that information and news coming from the XFL division, man. Keeping us up on our toes on it, man. You know, I say I had a surprise for everybody in the show. You know, I got a surprise. You know me, I'm always full of surprise. Let me get Miss Deuce off here real quick. Always got surprises and stuff. Always got something up my sleeve. You know what I mean? But just real quickly, you know, we here at the Real Sports Podcast, man. We always pay homage in our culture, our cultural history, and for example, Black history, and even when Q-Dog in January when he did the Martin Luther King tribute, man, we all, you know, that was something big for the show, and it's just covering, you know, Black history and things of that nature, and you know, we cover XFL, and we cover US, you know, we cover some of the USFL and all that, and you know, the overs and unders with Street, and you know, in basketball and all that. But I want to say this, but ladies and gentlemen, I'm making this announcement, ladies and gentlemen, something that should be more highlighted around the world. We will be covering HBCU news. HBCU news. And it's my distinct pleasure to say that the man that will be bringing us HBCU news, man, each and every week on Deucing It Up with HBC News is our very own Deuce.
There you go, Deuce.
Yes,
Deuce.
Deuce. Deuce will be bringing the HBCU news.
Appreciate it.
But all that said, man, I'm going to put him right here on the spot. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Deucing It Up with HBCU News with Deuce.
Deucing It Up with HBCU News, brought to you by the Real to Sports Podcast.
Man, I don't know how to follow that, host. Man, that was amazing, bro. Hey, we're gonna jump right into it, man. The biggest thing in college football news is always the transfer portal nowadays. So some of the big names, man, you might remember a guy by the name of Shane Hooks, who played at Jackson State the last 2 years, 6'4", 205-pound receiver, man. And he's heading to Oxford. The kid just committed to Ole Miss, so Ole Miss is getting a weapon. In his 2 years at Jackson, 80 catches, 950 yards, and 12 tutties. Dude's a big-time playmaker, and I don't know if you guys watched him play Graham, but he went up and had an Odell-like one-handed catch. And,
yeah, he's a big dude.
Dude's going to be a problem, man. So, like I said, Shane's going to head from Jackson right on over to Oxford. Jackson's also losing a first-team All-SWAC running back by the name of Sevion Wilkerson. He's out of the DMV as well. He's from Maryland. So 5'9", 205-pound running back. In his 1 year at Jackson, 226 rushes, 1,167 yards, and 9 touchdowns, man. So don't really know where Mr. Wilkerson's going to end up, but somebody's getting a ball player for sure, man. The biggest name coming out, you guys might remember a name of Cordell Thomas. He was a number 4 guard in the nation coming out, and he's from right here, Louisiana kid, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. He's transferring out of LSU. He played at Southern Lab, so you would think he'd have some kind of ties to those Jaguars and end up going right there where he went to, grade in high school, right across the street to Southern, but it's not the case, man. He's heading all the way down to Tallahassee, Florida. He's going to be a FAMU Rattler. So FAMU's getting a big guy, 6'3", 350, red shirt junior, who's going to definitely help him beef up that O-line and definitely, be good for him. He couldn't crack the rotation at LSU, couldn't stay in the rotation with them, so we bring this talent to Tallahassee. And then finally, repping the Southern Jaguars, man, Mr. Trey Lane, defensive end, 6'3". He's about 230, 235, which is probably his only downfall. His get-off's great, long, rangy player, can get off the ball. 5 sacks last year on the year. But this kid still has 2 years of eligibility left. So whoever's going to get this kid, it's going to be a sweepstakes for him. We know how big pass rushers and guys coming off the edge and being able to rush the passer is. So, he's definitely going to be highly touted. But biggest news of the day out of the SWAC, we're just staying down in the SWAC. We'll touch the MEAC a little bit later. Grambling State University is having their pro day. Not their pro day, their black and gold game, their spring game. And Team Black, their head coach is Mr. Marvin Lewis. So it's going to be a star-studded affair up there because on Team Gold, their head coach is going to be Mr. Mike Zimmer. So got two, former pro coaches that are going to head up those teams. And if you know anything about Graham, their head coach right now is also Hugh Jackson. So Hugh's doing whatever he can to spice up everything and get that winning culture back up there at Exit 81, man. And I want to give a shout out to one of the quarterbacks on Team Gold, He's from my hometown, Mr. Monty Gilmore. He's fighting for that starting spot. So shout out to Monty. Shout out to all those guys up there at Exit 81, putting that work in up at Graham. Shout out to my pops and my uncle who will also be there. So, man, SWAC news is rolling. There's guys leaving. There's guys coming in. There's more guys coming into Jackson. So don't think just because Prime left that the camera should leave, man. Please, please, please do not take your eyes off of this. If you know anything about pro football, some of your best and favorite players of all time came from the SWAC, came from the MEAC.
Yes, sir.
So it's very important that we focus on it. Your Jerry Rices, your Walter Paytons of the world, your Doug Woods. I know Street's not a Commander guy, but got to give Doug his props.
Yeah,
being the first black quarterback to win a Super Bowl. But that's all I got. Back to you. Appreciate it, host.
Oh, no doubt, man. No doubt, man. Like I said, wow, that's crazy. Shout out to Deuce, man. Shout out to Deuce. Shout out to Deuce. No doubt, man. Shout out to the dudes, man. Like I said, man, HBCU. All right, y'all. HBCU news is important, man. It really should be highlighted more. And I believe here in the Real Sports Podcast, man, that we can push out that more and get people more involved in HBCU news. Because again, like you said, some of the best athletes in NFL, man, come from HBCU, man. I mean, and it should be recognized. So again, man, shout out to Deuce, man. He did a great job, bro.
Deucing it up with HBCU News, brought to you by the Real to Sports Podcast.
No doubt, Deuce. Appreciate it, Deuce. Appreciate you, man. Oh man, no. Just another, just $1. Trying to make $1 out of 15 cents. A dime and a nickel. All right, man. All right, let's go in the live chat real quick. Drew to the game. Drew to the game.
Drew
to the game.
Positivity.
Power of the positivity.
I don't get that positivity from Drew that everybody else gets. I got a hostile side of Drew, man. I don't know what I did to him.
Hey, bro, you know how it is. You can't show the
black and gold. That's what.
Yeah, the black and gold.
Hey, dudes, don't feel bad. I get it sometimes too, man.
Let's go, Dukes. I like this. That's what's up.
Yeah.
What's up? Miss Deuce. No doubt. Look at it coming in here. That's a great segment. It's coming in. It's flooding in, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to play all of them.
They're a little biased.
HBCU segment gonna be lit. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. HBCU, baby, is in the building. Go Jags.
Oh, God. Lost me right there. Come on, ladies. We're brainwashing them ladies in there. We're brainwashing them.
Southern Jag, man. I had to go to get me a Southern girl, man. Just like my mom's, by the way. My mom's also a Southern alumni.
No doubt.
No doubt.
All love, Deuce. Just
poke the bear, right?
Oh man, all love here in the Real Sports Podcast, man. I had to tell nobody, man, but I'm gonna Deuce hit a home run like I knew he would be, man. I knew he would. And again, man, real quick, HBCU news should be known. It should be popularized, man, because I mean, we shouldn't take that for granted. I love HBCU news. I love it, man. So no doubt, man. All right, man.
It can be hosted by a better dude too.
Huh?
It can be hosted by a better guy. That's a good dude.
Hey, man. He got the call. He answered it. Appreciate that. Here we go. That's what's up, man.
That's right. HBCU, baby. My wife went to HBCU, baby. The best one in the country.
My wife went to North Carolina A&T State University.
There you go, host.
That is, man. That is. All right, man. Let's jump into this show, man. I got the All-Star squad. They ready to go. Let's get it. Gotta get Luke out of there. There's no part of that.
Yeah. We need winners in that graphic.
Lucas at home.
Yeah, look out of there, boy.
Place with LaMelo.
Please put KD right there. That's all I'm asking.
Oh God.
My man paid him.
Word.
It ain't too much ask.
KD, they get lucky, man.
Kevin Durant on top, you know.
I gotta put KD in there.
Not if you only beating the Kawhi and PG list.
Exactly. Thank you. Thank you.
Hey,
Thank you.
hey.
Oh,
Ain't my fault for all his effort into game one.
Almost 50.
Man, like I said.
There's two sides to the court, G. Not just one. When you run after you score, you got to run back to the other side.
Yeah.
Tell Kawhi and his knee to run back to the other side. Because my guys go back to the other side.
I'm just saying.
Kawhi, I tell you, I just don't know what to say about old Kawhi.
Check us out at 2:30.
I will. I got money on it, so I will.
all right. Jeez. Woo. Oh, I'm talking about, baby.
That'll wake you up.
I know that'll wake you up right there, boy. Boy, you know you tell them good friends right there, they going in. Oh man,
This every day, man.
Every day.
We're gonna talk about three of the most popular games going on right now, man. First of all, we'll start off in the Sacramento Kings versus Golden State Warriors, and the Warriors has gotten on the board, man. They won the other night, 114-97. Kings are up 2-1. I knew Steph Curry. I told somebody told me I talk to people about sports every day and all day. There's so many. Somebody said the Warriors is gonna get swept. What? That's disrespect. I don't think so. But anyway, let's go to Street. Street. You think about that game, man. Warriors and Kings, man. Warriors and Kings.
Well, man, you know, the Warriors came in. They did exactly what I expected them to do. You know, so some championship pedigree, you know,
Yes,
going
sir.
there, get them a W, even without Draymond, you know. It's unfortunate they had to learn to play without Draymond over the last few years, especially during the playoffs, because he always seems to get himself ejected some type of way, you know, ejected out of the game. But I think they did what they're supposed to do, man. Them boys, they are a different team at home than they are on the road this year for some reason. But I was hoping that Sacramento will put that foot on their throat and just go ahead and finish them off. But they didn't let the champs, you know, gave them a little life. So I'm looking for the Warriors to tie the series up, man, and go back to Sacramento to tie 2-2. Especially with Draymond coming back, I think it's going to get them a lot, you know, boost of energy. But they just played good ball, man. They played good ball. They had it going. So it didn't surprise me at all. That's what champions do.
Right. That's what, you know, I agree with you more on that. I agree with you more on that, Street.
And Looney was big too, host. I ain't mean to cut you off, but Looney was big. Looney was big, man.
He was
on the boards. He was big. So,
but do you think Street? Do you think that he's going to keep it up? That's the question.
Well, good thing he don't have to, because Draymond will be back. I think he'll fall back into the role that he was meant to play. I don't know if he can keep this up if Draymond was out for longer. I don't know if I can expect Looney to get 20 rebounds a game, but for the most part, I think they let him back in, man. They back in this thing. Draymond comes back. I think they'll get back, win this next game. But I still see them going 7 and losing in 7. I still see the Warriors losing in 7. I really do. I do. I see them losing in 7. I think this will go 7 because I think they'll defend their home court through the whole thing. But I think that you are what they say, you are what you are, man. And they are a bad road team. They've been bad all year. So that ugly thing is going to raise his head again. And I think they'll close them out. I think they'll close them out in 7.
Yeah, they are bad.
They are who we thought they were.
Right. That's facts, man. Rockstar.
Yes, absolutely. Now, being as though I was the only one to pick the Warriors at 7, and the fact that people crying about Draymond Green being suspended. One thing a lot of people got to understand, even Wall Street said it. Draymond was going to get suspended because he accumulated the amount of technicals which caused him to get suspended. Now, the situation with Joel Embiid should have been ejected, but we're gonna say that for another topic. But other than that, I got the Warriors in 7. Like I said, they're gonna handle business in Game 4. I just feel like I said, the Warriors is going to take them young boys into the deep end. They're going to see if they can sink or swim.
Good point.
And that's the thing about it. Statistically, yeah, the Warriors have been lackadaisical with the shot selection from three, but they've been out shooting Sacramento all series. And that's what it's going to come down to. They're gonna pick them. They're gonna pick them apart. They're gonna find their weakness and pick them apart. So I'm sticking with my pick, Warriors.
They're smart enough too. They're smart and crafty enough. Aggie Pride, no doubt. GC.
So I didn't get a chance to watch, but I saw like some of the highlights, and it looked like the Warriors was just tired of getting hit in the mouth, so they swung back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we know they're a championship caliber team, so the series is gonna be really good.
Yeah,
really good.
I think it's gonna be good too.
It can go 7. The Warriors might make it 6. We never know.
Yeah,
I don't know about that 7 though. It's just, I don't know. We'll see.
Malik Monk didn't show up either, man. He only had 4.
Nah, he didn't show up.
Jack.
Yeah, I mean, but everybody have a cold night. So
in a game like that, you gotta show up. A game
you gotta show, especially when you've been giving them 30 last 2 games.
Yeah.
You come out there and give them 4.
Yeah, I've been seeing, but I see a dime a dozen like that when they start. They cold like that, but those be the heroes at the end.
Yeah, but he is a role player though, Malik. I would consider him a role player.
Oh yeah, OG.
I'm kind of take it back a little bit. I kind of say like, all us on the Real to Sport podcast, we play sports sometime in our lives, whether it's football or basketball, and we felt like at one time we was pretty good at our craft, and here comes a youngster that comes along and they're pretty good, and they wants to challenge us, and so they're pretty good, and we have to use our experience to overrule in the game that we're playing. I really feel that Sacramento is a good young team. I think what the organization really failed at. And they wasn't thinking about far as playoff. When you have a playoff team, you have to have those crafty type of veterans that's done been there. They help the young guys. They help them through moments where they need a bucket or they need encouragement. These veterans, they have to be in place in playoff basketball. That's what they're lacking. I mean, they got the fire, they're young dogs, they get in the passing lane, they show all these things at home. But when they went on the road, it's like, Golden State, we know what they can do. We know they're going to fight back into it. But is we going to have somebody that's going to persevere our team through the storm that we're going through on the road? Everybody's young. Don't nobody know. And so I think that's going to be the Achilles heel in the end, not having a true veteran on the team that can put them on their back and carry through clutch moments and clutch shots. I think that they have to win on the road. It's imperative that you win on the road. You cannot win the series while winning on the road. Yeah. So since tomorrow, they have to have that game. Yeah. If they don't get that game, it's over.
Yeah.
It's just over. You can't. Number one, you cannot win a series with winning on the road. And look who you're playing. You have to have it. Yeah. You have to have it. So I don't really think that they have the mustard to get through this series. Let this be a lesson learned for the management. Get you a veteran player with these young dogs.
Yeah.
You have to have that.
Yeah.
If you're going to, go through the playoffs and get to a champ, you have to have a veteran with this young team.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. It's basically you saying that there's no playoff experience.
No, it's not there.
Well, they got Harrison Barnes. Harrison Barnes. He's
only vet.
Come on now.
He want to ship with the Warriors.
Yeah.
But
on the bench.
He started. He was on the coattail though. He was on the coattail. He was on the coattail.
Would y'all buy a Harrison Barnes jersey?
Never.
No, I ain't a Carolina fan, so I ain't never been.
I'm a Duke fan, so that'll be against my religion.
Exactly. But they can actually.
I get where you're coming from with Harrison Barnes.
They can actually win though without winning the road game. Sacramento can, because they got the 4 home games. So all they got to do is protect home court, and they can still win this series.
Mm-hmm. They're gonna get.
Now,
they're gonna get it.
That's who got to win the road game. That's who got to win the road game. The Warriors, which they only won like 9 this whole year.
They will.
Out of 82, bro, they only won like 9 home games.
But that's the regular.
They only need one.
The regular
They only need
season.
one.
That is the beauty of the play.
They only need one. You're right about that. Now.
I say bye for later. Mr. President.
Oh man, what to say about this game right here? Like everybody has pretty much said, the Warriors showed that championship pedigree that they have, and I think this is what tends to happen a lot with them. When you take Draymond out of it, it's like it fires him up even more, and they play even harder. Because they go hard for their teammate, and shout out to them and their chemistry for that.
Facts.
But man, Sacramento, y'all going through a pain. I know all too well. You know, Malik Monk will show you flashes like, hold up now, we got something, and then when you need him, he ain't nowhere to be found. So that really stunk for me. I mean, play 25 minutes and only hit one shot the whole game. That's not what's up.
No, it's not.
I mean, if anything, if you're gonna miss, like, at least try to get to the foul line and get some free throws out of it or something. Anywho,
yeah.
Like my right hand man Wall Street said, man, I think even if Sacramento doesn't really have a lot of experience in the playoffs on the road, because we all know like the Warriors at home, especially during the playoffs, is a whole nother challenge in itself. But like my man Wall Street said, even if Sacramento can't win no games on the road in the series, they got a home field advantage in this series, and it only takes 4 to win. And as we've seen all season, Golden State cannot win on the road to save their lives. So it's all right there in front of Sacramento if they want to go ahead and take it.
It's theirs for the taking. I like that, Mark. It's theirs for the taking. I like that.
They just have to actually get up and go out and grab it. It's not going to.
You better get up, get out, and get some. Y'all remember that? I'm trying to tell you, boy. Back in the day, but yeah, it's facts though. Champ, Deuce.
This must be what it felt like to be on that Warriors team with KD, Steph, and Clay. Like, I don't know what to say at this point. All these guys have hit it right on the head, man. Who's gonna win on the road first? It just boils down to that. I've kind of already spotted the Warriors 3 wins. I think anytime they step in the Chase Center, I think they're gonna win. But it comes down to that game 7, bro. Like, there's the whole thing of the Warriors not being able to win on the road, but they're the Warriors. They're still the defending champs until they get knocked out of the playoffs. So I'm not going to bet against Steph, Clay, Draymond, and those guys in the game 7. With that being said, Sacramento they're just so fast, bro. I mean, by the time the Warriors come down and make a layup, I think Fox is already at the ball at half court. Like he's gone. You know what I mean? And I think that's what's really killing the Warriors. That used to be their style of play because they were the young guys, they were the young, fresh legs on the block. And now, with injury and with Father Time, it's some guys that can do that a little bit better than you can, especially having the coach of the year on that sideline who was, with you guys not too long ago. But I think I'm just gonna have to stick with the Warriors. I'm with T-Rock. I think they pull it out, man. I think if it gets to a game 7, I think we're gonna see a championship caliber team walk into Sacramento and pull out a win. But I'm happy to see Draymond come back next game. Chase Center is going to be electric with that dude in. I love that they booed Sabonis every time he touched it.
You see that?
Every time he touched it, he got booed. I couldn't have been happier.
He's a super heel now.
Because Draymond gets the same thing. Yeah. And he gets it in arenas where he hadn't even done anything. Right. They boo him just to boo him. But I think that's going to be the matchup I'm going to watch for the rest of the series. Obviously, I think everybody is, including the officiating, who needs to either go ahead and take over the games and start at the beginning, or you go let them play. It can't be a mixture of both. You got to be consistent. But like I said, I'm gonna rock with the Warriors, man. I think I'm gonna take Warriors in 7.
The consistency. I'm glad you said that because I totally agree with that consistency. It had to be consistent. And when Draymond comes back, because Draymond, he's what we call in professional wrestling a tweener. Because you can like him. You like him and you hate him. Because one thing about it, Draymond, he does dirty antics, but man, Draymond's pretty. I wouldn't say a shooter, but man, Draymond, his IQ is off the charts. as a basketball player, man.
He's a
his
phenomenal
passes.
basketball player.
Oh yeah, he's
Shout out to
real
Michigan
intelligent. Exactly, like he's a real good basketball. I know he got his antics or whatever, man, but he's really a basketball player. And I want to ask the OG, man, because I know the OG goes a little bit further back. You know, when we was watching basketball, would you say OG that Draymond Green is more of a modern day Charles Oakley?
I say more of a kind of a Dennis Rodman type player, you know, a high IQ defensive player, motivator. He's a real good motivator. I mean, without him on the team, I mean, there's nobody else to motivate the team.
Very true.
Yeah.
So everybody else is just kind of passive.
Yeah.
He's a good motivator.
Yeah.
I can say that. More of a Dennis Rodman type.
Okay, and I'm glad you said motivated because again, I'm gonna go to bat for Draymond because he got his antics but like you just said, he's a motivator. He's a leader. He's that verbal leader. Steph ain't that dude. He's just not. He's
their assist man too, man. He the one that leads their teams in assists.
He's the point guard.
He just don't rebound like Rodman, but he defends like Rodman.
I mean, Steph played more off ball than anything.
I'm not a Draymond Green fan. I'm not, man, but I got to give credit when credit due. His IQ is just insane. Like he's a very smart basketball player. He knows, like Q said with Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman know how to get in here rent free, and that's how Draymond Green know how to. And Draymond Green can get in there and just sit down in there rent free.
But when do your antics overtake your skill, though, man? When does the antics start being a little bit more than what your skill you bring in?
I think
he's getting very close to that point.
Very true, but I think now, and I'm gonna go with Rock and Deuce on this. I think the King. I think the Kings. I ain't gonna say they're in trouble, but again, I said this last show. The Warriors they're the champs. They've been playing together for years. They're crafty. They know how to win. Do they know how to lose? Of course, everybody know how to lose, but they know how to win as well. They got 4 chips together. I think they're gonna figure it out. They're gonna figure it out.
Do you think they look better without Draymond? That game, did you think they looked better without Draymond?
No, I just think Steph got hot. He had 36 points, and he was busting them from 28 and 30. He just got hot.
I think
so in the game
it'd
7,
have been worse if Draymond was there. It would have been worse, huh?
I said in the game 7, are you betting against the Warriors?
No. I'm going with the Warriors.
I am. I like Sacramento at home, man.
Like Q said, when you're young, you don't have the experience. You don't have. I think they never played in a game 7.
I think it's a classic series of experience against speed.
There you go.
That's all it is. You know, they young. They run like deers around out there. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You know, and like and like Deuce said, you know, Golden State was once them with speed and everything, but they done got older now. So now they have to use this right here. You know, use this right here, slow them down to play your type of game. But that's when I think the experience is going to kick over the youth and the speed eventually.
Yep.
My question is, when does I think the definition of a flagrant 2 is anything that's not a basketball move, right? Anything excessive beyond. What about pulling Klay Thompson's jersey from behind and grabbing someone's ankle is a basketball move?
Right.
What I'm getting at is Draymond gets a lot of stuff strictly off of reputation. I've seen guys curse Draymond out walking to the bench and they both get technicals.
Preach.
Something's not right about that.
I've seen it too.
At some point, like I get it. I think he kicked Steven Adams a long time ago. The thing with Braun in the finals, I understand that. I get it. But at some point, it's just got to be fair. Like it can't just be, all right, we're the first word from Draymond and he's getting teed up. Like, this guy's playing with, 16 technicals coming out of the regular season.
Yeah.
I would give him a little leeway.
Yeah.
Because
I'll give him no leeway. That's
he's going to talk regardless.
No, but they
Dylan Brooks is getting it.
Word. And they used to do Rasheed.
And he hasn't he
hasn't
hasn't done anything in this NBA yet.
Yeah.
Dejounte Murray
Draymond is a 4-time champ, 2-time of the year.
Yeah.
and he gets treated this way. It's just not. It's not right.
It's not right.
Sometimes, man, your past behavior it catches up with you. You made your bed,
I
Draymond.
understand. And
Gotta
you're
lay
right.
Rasheed Wallace used to do the same thing, bro. I mean,
He was
Rasheed
a
Wallace
chronic nut
standing
kicker
like
at one point, man. You remember that? He chronically kicking people in the nuts. Draymond was. Draymond. That one season, he was just kicking everybody in the balls. I'm like, what's going on with this dude?
I just want to say
I got you.
It's mad funny hearing Deuce, who is a Steelers fan, complaining about somebody else getting a bunch of penalties based off of reputation. Where was that energy during the 70s with the Raiders and Steelers, bro?
I wasn't around there, Mark. Wasn't around there.
It wasn't around, bro. It wasn't
all I know is about the 2010, 2008 teams, man. That's my wheelhouse. The State Player Coalition was created because of that.
Word. Come on with it, OG.
I mean, I think that's the difference with this era of basketball and the era that me and Aaron know back in the day, Larry Bird and Dr. J and Isaiah Thomas and all those type of players. The way they played basketball then, a lot of these things, all Warsaw was going on. Yeah. And it wasn't nothing. You get up and just play again. I mean, but now, this type of, they don't want you to do nothing. And Draymond Green would have been excellent in that era of basketball. Yeah. Excellent. Yeah. He would have been excellent. But now, they don't want that. They just won't. I mean, but players are going to argue. Things are going to happen. I mean, it's just like that. But this era of basketball, a lot of old school guys around my age, I know they don't watch this type of basketball. They can't stand it. They really can't. But
the last of the basketball players to play, like how Q and Host is talking about, that comes to mind for me is Derrick Rose. Like before the injuries, Derrick Rose would go to the paint, get dinged up and all that kind of stuff. He wasn't looking for a foul. He was trying to make the basket. I think that's become a lost art. Like dudes nowadays, like they go into the hole not even expecting to make the basket, but just like immediately looking for a foul, like, looking at the ref, like all that.
Oh, yeah.
That's the part I don't like. And I'm a new school fan.
I jump in y'all era. Shaquille O'Neal. Oh man, of course, the Diesel with the bowls. Karl Malone.
What he did to elbows. The Knicks.
Oh god, yeah. Who else? Dwayne Wade was dirty.
Sadly, I don't blame it all on the players though, man. Because if the name of the game, if I'm a Luka Doncic, because he's the biggest whiner.
Oh my God, he is.
And if I watched Harden's MVP year and how many times he got to the line,
oh my God,
why not pattern that? If I play a similar game, you know what I mean? So I think the league got to make some kind of change where we can have that. You know what I mean? Because as long as the refs calling the fouls that way, I'm going to the rim with my arms out looking for a call too.
Yeah. I'm glad they stopped that.
That's what's supposed to be a foul. You can't. It can't be a foul on one end for one guy and not on the other. That's where I talk about the consistency.
Yeah, the consistency, exactly. And audience, ladies and gentlemen, what we're talking about here is, and we all play. Whether you play organized ball or street ball, basketball, football, whatever the case may be, you play. All of us done played some kind of sport, basketball, football, whatever. Guys, when you're going at it like that, you're gonna. Man, I've been on the goal about to get a rebound and cut, push me in the face, and get. It's just what I'm saying. It's just what it is. Like I just think the NBA need to be just a little bit lenient with that. Because these are men, and they get tied up in it. They gonna throw some bowls. They gonna get mad. It's the competitiveness, but I don't think at the end of the day they trying to do anything out of spite. Ain't nobody trying to kill nobody.
None of these dudes want to fight, if we being real. So
none of them want to fight, bro.
They walk up to each other, go face to face, and walk back to their bitch.
Exactly.
Deuce
and GC, y'all been and Mark, y'all been on the field. And you going to get some guys or whatever, and you jousting whatever for position, and he might push you a little harder. You like, hold on, bro. But it's just two men competing against each other. But if you do it, you get a penalty or something like that. It shouldn't be like that. I think they just need to be a little bit lenient with that, man. Because every time you do something, man, like Draymond, every single time you do something, foul. Every time you do something, take. Every time you do something, ejected. Like, come on.
I know how
Same
Draymond
thing
said.
for Boogie.
That's
Boogie
too
used
much.
to walk away from calls.
Well, D Cousins,
Get
man.
teed up, thrown out the game. Just because
Yeah.
they didn't like him.
Sometimes your reputation precedes you.
It does. It does. It does, Street. It does.
does.
I agree. Oh boy. It's back off.
Draymond is definitely the heart and soul of that team, though. Like we can't bypass
But
that.
Draymond, when I watch him play, man, he does a lot of antics, man. A lot of flopping and he does a lot. I know,
Dennis
but man,
Rodman did too.
it aggravates me though, man.
Okay,
He does all the dirty
But
work
Dennis
too.
Rodman did it worse. He did it every game.
But back when Dennis was playing up against big men that they let bang back then. They don't let guys bang like that really now. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. That's why we saying the game
They
is
do
soft.
against Draymond.
So I don't understand why Draymond.
I got a question.
He just does a lot. He does a lot. Yeah.
You keep mentioning antics. Like, would you rather it be like some Lance Stevenson type antics or some hard hitting, gritty basketball type antics, which is what Draymond brings?
I would rather him play ball. We've all played ball.
I feel like that's what
we've all played ball,
he's doing.
and all that stuff that he doing. When we play ball, you don't do that when you play ball. All that it's too much. It's too much. What is the word I'm looking for?
I kind of get what
acting. It's like acting. It's like it's not even natural acts in basketball, man. It just to me, it just irks the hell out of me. He does it. Sabonis was doing it in the first game too. All that flopping, falling into him.
But it's key.
One of those guys got ejected though, Street. That's my point. One of those guys got ejected, and the other one.
I mean, he stomped him on the chest. He did.
Every team needs a muscle. If a 6'10" man grabbed your ankle and you was coming down on the other one, you'd have stepped on his chest too.
But Dre gotta know that his leash is shorter than the average person, man. He gotta know he got a short leash.
I'm not busting my ankle up trying to save Sabonis.
No, bro.
I think that all goes into the antics. I think that was antics.
Even
when he stepped on, even the flop off of him was all dramatic. And I'm like, come on, man. Why you so dramatic?
Or it was fall to the left on the ankle that's getting held.
It was dramatic, man. It wasn't even natural.
Wall Street, so you mean to tell me if I come to your crib and randomly grab your leg when you ain't looking, you ain't gonna turn man, who the homie, bro? Like,
but y'all cannot tell me that act looked natural. It looked like he was. First of all, he knew he stomped him, and then he tried to jump up like I didn't mean to put my foot in. It was fake, man. There was nothing about it real.
I mean, we know it wasn't natural, but the thing is, don't grab my leg.
Period.
Because
with in
this situation,
I would agree with that.
He's trying to get down court.
He trying to pull Jaylen Brown pants down last year. So y'all talking about this man got his pants.
This dude got
that man
short. We've all done that too, Rob. We've all been at the free throw line, about to box out, and you grab a short here or there.
He tried to pull that man pants.
We've all done that. But it gets blown out of proportion when it's 23 in a Warriors uniform.
And because he's been playing in the finals for the last few years, man. He's been doing those antics at the highest, where all eyes are on him.
Yeah.
So it's when you do it too. It's not like a Tuesday night in Sacramento somewhere. This is prime time games he's doing this foolishness on.
The era done changed, bro.
No, I ain't gonna say the era back then was better because hell, they were doing a lot of fouling and hacking too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
it was just allowed at that time.
But we know that when men get together, it's gonna be some banging. It's gonna be some banging. It's gonna happen. Is it out of spite? No. And see Draymond stepping on the dude, but it ain't like Draymond trying to kill him. Like, man, let me go. I'm trying to get down court. I would do that too, me personally. I said, man, get out of me, let me go. I'm trying to get down court. I'll be like that too.
You gotta know his history, though.
Like that, bro.
He got a history of kicking people, man.
You be the Pope Benedict. You go grab the Pope Benedict by the throat. You go grab it. He gonna say, man, get off me.
All I'm saying is this.
He's a habitual line stepper, man.
If we playing the game and we on the court and you grab my leg, you have a half a second to let me go before I send you to the hospital. That's it. Don't grab my leg. Don't grab my face, man.
Yeah.
It's simple.
I feel you, bro.
But these guys playing on the highest levels, man. You got to be able to control that, Dre. Your team needs you. Just think, what if they would have lost?
That's the biggest point right there.
That's the biggest point. But you don't, no. What he just said, you on the highest level. You playing on a high level. So, Street, when you playing on a high level like that, guess what? High emotions, high level. High emotions, I get that. High level.
But y'all said he had a high IQ too, dude. And y'all said he had a high basketball IQ. So he should know not to do this.
When do we hold the other side's feet to the fire, though?
Right.
Well, I mean, you can.
But I want somebody else to. I will. But nobody else seems to care about what Sabonis.
Sabonis?
If it wouldn't have been what it was, they'd have gave him a common foul.
Yeah.
But Dre, he got to go.
And then you gotta say Dre histrionics afterwards added to it too, though, man.
He was the instigator. He started it. He brought it.
But you know how in football they always catch the second guy though. It's always the second guy. It's always the retaliation that get caught.
That's why we have New York. That's why we go back to the camera. That's why we go and sit there and wait for the official to talk to us.
Listen to that Drew to the game talking. Drew.
It's not like a fish. Speaking, we gonna move on. Speaking of LeBron James, man. Oh my Lord. Everybody know what's happening with that, man. LeBron not trading trash talk with Dillon Brooks before game 3. James declined to respond to the comments from Dillon Brooks after he said the top scorer in NBA history was old. Wow. LeBron James has seen wise beyond his years since the start of his basketball journey and hasn't about to drop down to Dillon Brooks' level of discourse heading into a pivotal game for the Los Angeles Lakers. James declined to respond to the Memphis Grizzlies' top agitator, as they say, agitator, Friday after Brooks said the top scorer in NBA history was old, following game 2 of the team's first round playoff series, which resumes tonight, which is Saturday night at 10 Eastern in Los Angeles. The 38-year-old James patiently parried several questions about Brooks' comments and about the importance of trash talk in general before abruptly cutting short his media session at the Lakers training complex. James never said Brooks' name, but he clearly knew who's behind the narrative trying to push his way into a competitive series after 2 eventful games in Memphis. He said this, and I quote, "I'm ready to play," James said. That's it. Fellas. Let's go with Q. Let's go with the dog. Let's go with the Laker man, the dog right here, the dog. Dillon Brooks, he's trying to push LeBron James. LeBron James ain't moving. He ain't getting it. Let's just play. What you think about that?
Man, you have these guys that come into the league. I can think back when White Chocolate came in and was disrespecting John Stockton. You got Juan Artest was disrespecting Kobe Bryant. These when you come in and Dillon Brooks said himself, I grew up watching LeBron, and you know what I'm saying. So when you grew up watching them, you was admiring them, and then you get to the league now you want to trash talk them and disrespect them. A legend, a living legend that you're playing up against. This stuff doesn't work. I mean, you're not going to rattle him like that. You're not going to get him into technical fouls and get ejected from the game. That's not going to happen with him. You might well just throw that out the window. You have to just play ball. Mm-hmm. And so I don't understand the tactics. It's not going to work. You're talking about this man being in the league for a long time, and I just really feel that I don't know where all this is coming from. I really just don't. Just lace up your shoe. Let me see what your game is all about. Stop running your mouth. But I mean, I think that's part of who you are. That's part of how you rattle players and try to get him off his game, but that is not going to work.
It ain't gonna work, bro. LeBron picked it up from the that's true. The soccer team, the flop. They got paid. I agree with you, Q dog. It ain't gonna work, bro. Run got to drop 50 tonight. Deuce.
Talking about poking the bear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's bear poking.
Throwing rocks at the throne, bro. Like,
yeah, bro.
But don't get me wrong. I'm gonna start off by saying this. I can appreciate Dylan's intensity and his attention to detail on the defensive side of the ball. And because it's a lost art. We don't have too many guys that come on in the NBA just to play defense, and that's really what he's there to do. But you ain't did nothing in this league to talk to LeBron James the way you talking. I just looked up to see if he got maybe a first, second team all defense or something like that. His career accolades go back to Oregon.
Thank you.
And you weren't first team All-American then.
Oh boy, I gotta say,
you talking to arguably the greatest player ever, the number one scorer ever.
Yeah,
I just don't think it ends well for him. And y'all know I'm a Brian guy, so I'm very biased.
Yeah,
but I think he goes for 40 tonight. He don't like to lose at home in the playoffs. I think it's gonna get ugly for him.
I think so.
And he's shooting 50% while you're guarding him. Like, what are we talking about?
Preach on, Deuce, because you're killing it. Because I'm finna come behind this one, boy. Oh, we. Come on, Street. Facebook, you said, come on, you guys. Don't matter. All these players trash talk, Bron. Trash talk, Bron. Just a big crybaby. 6'9", Yeah, he may be, but okay, that's true. But you stay right there, because when everybody done, I'm telling you. But go ahead, Street.
Yeah, man, I absolutely loved it. You know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about, man. To the victor, go to spoils, go to shit talking, all that. You know, back in my days, host, y'all might not believe this, but I wasn't a very good basketball player. You know what I mean? But I used to go to the park and play a lot. You know what I mean? And if we were balling against a team that may have been up, and I was lucky enough to hit that goddamn game winner to send them on the side, I was talking my shit.
Yes, sir.
I was talking my shit. You know what I mean? Didn't matter what I did on it. Get your butt over to the sideline. That's why he resonated with me. You know what I mean? He hit that dagger in the game, to really put him away.
There you go.
So I like that, man. Get up in him. He put on his pants the same way you put on yours. He's an NBA player just like you are. Get out there and compete, man. And you go in there and all of these players, then you can't really compete. So I liked it, man. Talk your shit, homie. You won the game. Come off that court. Hey, pump your chest. Like I said, to the victor, go to sports, man. That's what I like. I like it. I love it.
You agreeing with Dylan Brooks?
I agree with everything he said. LeBron.
So what about Draymond?
Well, Draymond playing dirty. You know what I mean? But Dylan Brooks competing. He ain't stomping on Bron's chest. He getting up in his face. He's defending.
I got a question though about
I didn't see no dirty antics in that game.
I got a question about the park ball games you was playing. You ever had a chance to still be on the court when them teams you was just talking trash to got back on? It don't usually end well that second time.
It don't. That's why I said to the victor, go to spoils though. So why you got a chance to talk your shit? Talk your shit. They're gonna beat you either way.
Don't let your mouth write out a check that your ass can't cash.
That your ass can't cash. Exactly.
They went out there. They beat them with their best player not on the court, bro. If that don't give you confidence, I don't know what else is. They came into LA. They smacked them around on, without their best player. So hey. Like I say, he might not be out there scoring 50, but you need that type of Dylan Brooks player on your team. Like I say, Patrick, I think he's like the Patrick Beverly 2.0. You know what I mean? A little bigger, a little stronger.
I got
that type of
thing. Ain't really too much of a huge compliment.
I mean, it's not, but hey, you need them players on your team. I think there are better team with Dylan Brooks than without.
A whole bunch of
especially without Ja being there.
Especially all he do is run around and holler.
Hey man, let me tell you, y'all might not think he's bothering LeBron. LeBron was talking back to him. They was going back and forth with the shit talking. So he must have ruffled some type of feathers.
You're just not gonna sit there and be quiet. You got to talk back.
Exactly. And he hit the big shot. He hit the big shot to send him on up out of there.
But it's easier to talk when you sitting high.
Mike,
that's with anybody. Shit, like I say,
it's easy to start talking up 15.
I mean, it does feel a little bit better when you're up 15, no doubt about it.
Easier to talk.
You win the game, and now you got more to say.
But like I say, man, they went in there, they beat them without their best player. Man, they have to give you confidence.
True. I agree with Street. Yeah, I agree with
No, and no, he's not their best player, but I think he's the player that on their team that's gonna talk. Because I look at everybody else, if it ain't him or Ja, who's gonna really say anything?
All of them.
Desmond Bain, quiet, what I mean?
Desmond Bain tried. Jaren Jackson tried. They all talk. That's their.
They don't talk like him though. They don't talk like Dylan.
I don't know
They
if you
can't
ever seen
defend
that
like
highlight.
Dylan.
Come on, Rock. Come on with it, Rock.
Desmond Bain was poking LeBron. LeBron said, "Stop that! I don't do that. Stop that! I don't do that." Then what he come down and do the next play? Dunk on Jaren Jackson like it wasn't nothing.
He did. He smashed on him.
I like everybody else. I expect the Lakers to, even though I'm not a Laker fan. I despise the Lakers in the playoffs.
Celtics, Lakers.
But I look for them to win big tonight. And it's not even LeBron ain't probably even gonna have that big like that 40+ game everybody else saying. He gonna methodically break the Grizzlies down. He gonna have a triple dub tonight. You're gonna see AD talking a little bit. They gonna have a different type of swagger because notice everybody that pokes LeBron, they end up
LeBron hating that.
They end up getting a lot of Austin Reeves. So
Austin Reeves, yeah.
Next he been tapped. People been coming at LeBron. He been shielding all of the flat. So, I see the Lakers winning big tonight.
See, can LeBron hold up in the 7-game series? This is a battle of attrition. Everybody know the playoffs is the battle of attrition.
Hold
at 38, 39. You got to hold up, man.
We're talking about the
he'd be 39 this year.
The most successful longevity other than Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
They all come to an end, bro. It all comes to an end. That door, you wake up one morning and it's like a light switch. You just don't move the same no more. You know what I mean?
It's a fact. That's a fact, boy. GC. Yeah, GC. What you got, GC? Come on, baby.
Dylan not that guy, bro. He not that guy like you think he is. And I just really want Bron to just come out that chamber tonight, give him 40. Give him what he asked for.
Who is this?
I don't know.
My God.
Brought over the juice. Gotta go to StreamYard. StreamYard will reveal who you are.
They brought on that juice.
Yeah, I agree. Mr. President.
Go ahead.
No. Go ahead. Finish. Go ahead.
No, I was saying, if LeBron is capable of breaking Memphis down, why does he have to wait until Dylan Brooks talks trash? Why not just do it out the gate?
Absolutely.
Would be my thing.
I agree with you. You
know,
that's right.
You should just be able to just handle.
Yeah.
You know.
That's part of the slowing down. I think that's part of the slowing down process, though.
Exactly what it is, host.
Yeah, if there was LeBron in 2007 or something like that, he'd try to bust him up real good. I believe so.
And I'm not going against him. I'm just I handle it like you wouldn't anything else. Is my point. The object is always get in and get out.
Phil Handy, his first year with LeBron in LA, went up to Bron and was like, "Bro, you ain't really playing too hard in the regular season."
Yeah.
And Bron looked at him and was like, "Bro, I've been in this league for a long time. I know when to turn it on."
Yeah.
By the time the playoffs started, he went.
Holy shit!
He went back and had to apologize to Bron because of the level of play he was at.
Yeah.
So just because he turn it on and turn it off and knows when to, that comes with being in the league for 20 years.
There you go.
And then credit.
But what happens is when you try to turn, when you get older, and you try to turn that switch like you used to, it don't fire. Them Pistons don't fire like they used to. Sometimes you try to turn that switch, and you start getting up in 39, 40, approaching those ages.
You know what I mean? Different when you putting $1 million plus more dollars in your body.
Absolutely.
That hyperbolic chamber he be sitting in. Got him different.
Got him different. That boy,
man. My man says he got on that juice.
Corey Boone, what's up, Corey?
Got him different.
But it makes sense.
Hey, Mark,
I know, bro. I was gonna say something.
It makes sense. He's a Raider fan. I understand now. It all makes sense.
Y'all leave that Corey Boone a smart man. It sounds like he's a smart man.
What's up, Corey Boone?
He already rooted for the best team in all of professional sports.
Mark, you bet that. Mark.
That's the only thing bad about Corey. Corey, that's the only thing you gotta drop. Drop that Raiders. You'll be all right, Corey.
There ain't nothing to drop, man. I mean, what? We're so prestigious. Deuce's title is modeled after our colors. Like, come on, bro.
He would.
That's my point. He can't muster up like he used to. But he might not have to because he got more help. These guys, he got a squad with him.
I saw a different Braun. I saw in the third quarter coming out down 20. He went on like a 12-point run.
LeBron is positive.
At some point, to your point, he went up for a layup on Dillon, and it kind of got hung up a little short. And he immediately
you saying that right?
But he had just went for 12-0 run by himself.
You saying that right though? I said, damn. When the last time LeBron this year LeBron has shortchanged a lot of layups.
He has. The legs getting a little heavier.
Yeah, he's a little heavier. Yeah, no doubt about it.
Well, Mr. President, you better jump in because
hey, I was gonna say I think
come on.
if the goal is to get LeBron's head, it's a waste of time. Because LeBron is the most mentally tough athlete I've ever seen in my life. Like nothing ever phases that man. The closest I've ever seen anybody get in LeBron's head was when Lance Stevenson blew in his ear and made LeBron shake his head.
05 against Dallas. They was in his head big time.
Yeah, they were.
But if the goal is to pump Dillon Brooks' self-confidence, that'll make him feel like he the biggest thing in the NBA, then mission accomplished. Like, I mean, if you got the guts to talk your stuff in the face of the king, then you must really believe in yourself and your abilities. And there's nothing wrong with that because you have to have a certain level of confidence to be able to play professional sports. So if he's just trying to pump himself up, I ain't mad at it. But if his goal is to try to put shame on the name of LeBron James or try to get LeBron's head and bring him down, just stop, bro, because you're wasting your time.
Yeah. I agree. Now,
maybe Corey will take that from you being a Raider fan. Maybe it's because I'm a
all right, stand up for this one here. Now, Skip say, that's my turn. I said this before with the Memphis Grizzlies, and I'm gonna say it again. They are a regular season team. And this right here, you're trying to mess with LeBron James is to me is sheer desperation because you know he's coming. And I said this before this even match up. I said LeBron James, he didn't do too much in the regular season, but in the playoffs, this guy's going to turn it on, and it won't be long now. Okay, put it like this: you don't say too much to a dog. LeBron James is 38 years old, but he's still a dog. And you sitting here trying to, say this and say that, and this man ain't moving. I know about a guy named Kobe Bryant, man. Kobe Bryant, man, you say something about Kobe Bryant, but he just gonna beat you. He ain't gonna talk. He gonna beat you on the court. Michael Jordan.
LeBron don't get that mentality. That's Kobe.
No, he don't have that mentality. But I think he's gonna do it now.
Y'all just saying anything today, huh?
He don't have that.
I think he's gonna do it now. I think
because he doesn't shoot all the shots. He don't have killing him. That's what we saying.
What's he do?
Because he plays basketball the right way and passes the ball and makes the right plays.
Yeah,
he's not a killer. I just want to know if that's
hell no. LeBron James is a killer. He's not the killer. He's not the killer.
He's not the John
Jordan
Wick like Kobe and Kobe.
Yeah.
Jordan like John Wick.
But LeBron James, we've seen can take over a game at the age of 38 years
LeBron
old.
like a Will in Black, Men in Black type of killer. He's a nice guy.
I got you. But I think Memphis is in trouble. And look, to be honest with you, I like John Morant. I like him, very athletic, but he's one-dimensional. John Morant can't shoot. He just can't.
Put pressure on your defense, though, host. He put pressure on your big man.
On who?
On your big man. He put pressure on your defense, period. They're going to suck in when John penetrating like that.
John Morant got to stop.
That's when you get all those.
If he plays with some kind of intelligence and stop trying to dunk on people all the time, I think Memphis will be a little better.
It's so easy for him to do.
That's why he hurt now. That's why he hurt now. You can't play LA like that. You can't play LeBron James and Anthony Davis like that, injury prone or not. You cannot go against these guys and try to dunk on them all the time. Vanderbilt too. These guys are shot blockers. You can't do that. But if I was Dillon Brooks, if I was his agent, this is what I tell Dillon Brooks: leave LeBron alone, train more, get better. Because Dillon Brooks, bro, somebody put Sojo put one. He's 1 for 8 with 3 points. You're talking trash. But you ain't got a pot to piss in or window to throw it out.
But that 3 points sealed the deal, host. Sometimes it's when you make the shots.
It wasn't Kevin
the other night, Westbrook went 3 for 19.
It went, and I can't believe I'm about to say this. It wasn't when KD hit the shot over him. Like, stop. You won the game 2 at home.
You can still make winning plays and not have impact the score sheet.
That's nothing to a giant like LeBron James.
Stop it, man.
Go back in the 90s.
With that.
Let's go back. Because you're a Hornets fan, Street. You're a Hornets fan, Street. Go back in the 90s when the Bulls played the Hornets and B.J. Armstrong was there. And B.J. Armstrong, they beat the Bulls. And B.J. Armstrong was celebrating all over the field. That fueled Michael Jordan. And he came back and Michael Jordan killed him with 39 points. Sitting and packing. You see what I'm saying?
We're talking about MJ here. Let's be careful. We're talking about MJ here. Now, the greatest of all time. We're talking about MJ.
I think Dylan Brooks need to get better before you make comments like that. I think you need to get better. You need to get better at your game. One 3-pointer is not going to put you in the Hall of Fame, bro.
I'm looking at the old man stat street. The old man you talking about, he only scored under 20 twice this year.
I mean, I get it. Now, listen, Bron is.
Dylan Brooks,
no, Bron is no MJ. I'm not saying Bron is. Hell no. I wouldn't even go there.
But that's not what we want from Dylan Brooks. We got Ja. We got Jaren Jackson. We got Bane. We don't need that from Dylan. We don't need him. We need to play his role. Just what he's doing now. Hey, motivating the team, giving the team confidence, and talking that shit. You know what I'm saying?
I think, listen, I'm not a LeBron James fan, but you cannot disrespect this guy. You just cannot. How can you say this?
So y'all sound like y'all picking the Lakers today. Then y'all sound like y'all going with the Lakers.
I care less. I care less. But I'm saying LeBron James is a phenomenon, and for you to say that he's just nothing like Dylan Brooks need to be better. I think Dylan Brooks need to get better. And if you're going to come at somebody competitive like that, you need to get better at your game. One thing, and me and Q was talking about this the other day. One thing about Magic and Bird, hey, they talk junk, whatever, but they was always competitive against each other. Competitive. I'm gonna beat you on the court. They ain't do all that blah 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 blah. They ain't do all that. They beat you on the court. Play on the court, bro.
That's what they did. They beat them on the court without their best player.
How can you be 1 for 8? How can you be 1 for 8?
Westbrook went 3 for 19 the other day, but had winning plays down the stretch. Just like Dylan Brooks did. You know what I mean? Winning plays. You don't always have to impact the score sheet.
But you can't come at a man like that when you 1 for 8, bro.
That big 3 at the end, though.
I'm gonna say it like this.
I think that's why LeBron James, because he didn't really have a good game. He was like what?
Because Brooks was already him talking shit, had him off his game.
But he
had
only hit one 3-pointer.
More than fucking LeBron was 1 for 8 behind the arc.
Now,
so he was off his game too.
When he hit that 3-pointer and he looked and mugged it, I ain't like all that because I'm like, come on, bro, you only hit 1 3-pointer. Chill out.
Yeah.
Chill out.
But Dylan only hit 1, but it was the dagger. It was the dagger, the one that sent him up out of there. Sayonara. Came in here.
I look at it like
mouth without our best player.
It's the series is tied up at 1-1. And not only am I picking the Lakers tonight, I'm picking the Lakers to win it.
No, it's what you call it.
I got a lot of respect for LeBron James. That's all. I just got a lot of respect for him. I don't dig him as a player. I mean, I know the flopping and all that, he's politic and all that, but man, the guy's a phenomenon. And
he's good.
He's the greatest of all time. He's one of the greatest of all time. I got to give it to him. I mean, you got to give it to him. And I think, he may not be a killer, but one thing about it, man, again, he is upper echelon in basketball. And the man, he's the greatest scorer in NBA history. He's the greatest scorer. So that says a lot right there.
He's accumulated the most points. Let's just say that. Now, he's not the greatest scorer. He's accumulated the most points. I think Jordan was the best scorer I ever seen.
Very true.
Michael Jordan, LeBron over longevity and time, he's accumulated a lot of points.
It's probably the greatest scorer ever, if we really being honest.
Who's this?
Kevin Durant.
Nah. He not better than Jordan, man. I'm sorry. He not better scorer than Jordan.
He don't shoot the 3-ball like KD.
What different? I'll give you that. It's a different era.
As a whole, we talking mid-range, 3-point line, and in the paint. There's not many guys.
I think that's the 3-point line is because of the era that they were in. They just did not take a lot of 3-point shots in that time, man. So it just was not a thing coaches allowed you to do. Was teams just didn't take a lot.
Like a cop out to me, Street.
It's not, man. I mean, even some of the teams that shot 3-point shots good back then didn't shoot a ton of. Maybe Houston was the team that shot the most that I can remember. Houston shot a lot of threes.
3-pointers.
Suns back then.
But it wasn't a lot of teams. Reggie Miller and them shot some threes, but it was just him. It wasn't the whole squad shooting threes like it is nowadays. You know what I mean? But
Back then, you can name 10 people that were 3-point specialists in that era. And I think it was Robert Horry, Dale
now
Carey,
everybody
Tim
shoot
Legler,
threes.
Matt Mahoney. Who else? Steve
Mark
Kerr,
Price.
Mark Price, yeah.
People
who
like
else?
that.
Hornacek. Mario Elliott. It was like certain guys you knew that were 3-point.
Yeah, Mario Elliott. Yeah, he reminded me of
time frame.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. What about Craig Hodges and Glenn Rice?
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. Right. But it wasn't like your whole squad is shooting
person.
You know?
Come on, Q.
I thought we were talking about singular players. I thought we were talking about
but I'm saying in that
score. Oh, yeah, I get what you're saying. I was just messing with you. I get what you're saying.
About the era of time. See, you know, it's different.
The era.
Different era.
Yeah, it's different. He didn't take a lot of threes. I mean, when Jordan took him, he hit 6 in one in a playoff series.
You see how fancy that was.
Just gave you the shoulder shrug, like, yo, I can do this if I just don't take a lot of them. You know what I mean? Jordan, but that post game, that fadeaway, come on.
You can see Steph hit 8 in the first half in the finals. I mean, in the first
dunking
quarter.
On real centers. That's what Jordan would do. He was dunking on real centers.
I got a question.
Yes, sir.
It's a game 7 in the finals. You giving the ball to KD or you giving the ball to Jordan in the post?
MJ every day, twice on Sunday. Yeah, it's not even close. It's not even a question, bro.
No. Kevin Durant ain't no disrespect. He from the DMV, but he ain't got the heart like Michael Jordan.
No. What I'm saying is when it comes down to if the name of the game is putting the ball in the basket, and there's various ways to put the ball in the basket, I'm telling you that Kevin Durant did it in more ways, whether it's the era or not, than a lot of other guys, man. That's all I'm saying.
A lot of other guys, but not more than Jordan.
Now, I put Kobe Bryant over Kevin Durant.
Now, he take more threes, but that's the only thing that you could probably point at. If you look at their shooting percentage, MJ shot over 50% his whole career, bro. Yeah. He shot great.
KD was just the first guy to go 55, 40, 90.
I get you. But Kevin Durant wouldn't survive in the 90s. He wouldn't survive. Because he'll be noted as a center. He's 6'10". He wouldn't even be doing all that. Ain't too frail.
He too frail. He would. Yeah. I mean, he had to
be like Mortal Kombat fatality. They do a finishing move, the bones. And
it was just a different era.
KD guy. This is crazy.
Duckworth with a view.
I'm trying to think who.
KD is a modern day. He's a modern day basketball player, which is no. Don't get me wrong. Now Kevin Durant is one of the greatest of this modern era. Like you got to put Kevin Durant.
I think one of the greats ever. I just don't think he's better than MJ. Now that's scoring that ball. Like I said, Jordan coming to yamming on centers, man. You know what I'm saying? Right. Patrick Ewing and them boys, Shaq and all them cats. You know what I'm saying?
Come on, Q. I see the OG. He gearing back like a bow and arrow, boy. You ready to come on,
I was saying, with this series, the Lakers Grizzlies series, with them splitting it at the 1-1. I think in a 7-game series, the way the series being played out, game 5 is the money game. That's the money game. You Grizzlies going in, you have to get one on Lakers court like the way they got one on your court. To get to game 5, that's when the real dagger or the hands around the throat game comes in, because you have a chance to go up 3-2 on a team with the chance of winning, put the pressure on them. So they basically felt each other out. Now it's up to Grizzlies to come in there. The pressure's on them to steal one of those games out of LA. They have to. And if they go, and if it splits 2-2, going back to the Grizzlies, all right, we have felt each other out. Now it's time. This is the money game right here. Game 5 always been the money game. I don't care any series. Always been the money game. You're going to know who the one that really wants to choke the other team out.
Yes, sir.
So I'm really feeling for if the Grizzlies don't get no game, don't get Sunday or get Monday, it's over. It's just over. They have to get one of those games. If they get one of those games, they make it competitive. They come back to the Grizzlies. That game 5 is the game you pop your popcorn on. I guarantee.
Don't start.
That's the one.
Put it out.
Yeah.
That's what I said. Don't start. So I can't put it out.
So we feeling it now, but it's still in the feeling stage. But until the Grizzlies come in and win one of those games, then that's when game 5, 6, and 7 comes really important. But now it's just the feeling out. They got to win one of those games. If they don't, then it's over.
That's it. It'll be over, man.
Yeah, I think Josh's still questionable tonight too.
I said, dude, what? Okay, welcome to the show, dude. What? KD don't have to yam on centers because of the mid-range game. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean that's true, but
that ain't
you can't
his
tell
game
me
anyway.
that. You can't tell me his mid-range game is any better than Jordan's.
It's way more efficient. But
Jordan lived in the mid-range in the 90s.
So does KD.
Shout out to
and
dude,
KD
man.
also dunked on
hey, man. Hey, dude, while you there, man, hit that subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button, man. We on every Saturday and every Tuesday, man. Dude, hit that subscribe button for us. Shout out. Just take a break, man. Take a break real quick and just shout out to all 2,300 subscribers, man. 2,300 people subscribing, man, to the show, man. We appreciate every last one of you guys and growing more, man. Again, do what? Hit that subscribe button for us, man. Appreciate you being on the show. Sojo. No. He'll put his whole number out here. Jesus. Boom, you know what to do. Boom, you want to be on the show? Come on now.
Please.
Hey, all right, Boom. This is what you do, man. You either talk to the vice president or the president on how to get on the show, man. That's either Young Mark or Street, and they'll guide you to how to get on here, man. We love to have you.
Don't come up here and get beat up on now, bro.
You want to be on this show now. You want to come with these big dogs right here now. I'm trying to tell you, these dogs right here gonna tear you up. Due to the game breach, OG.
So Soho asked if KD was a better scorer than Iverson.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just off of size. Alone.
Iverson had to get it how he get it.
He was a volume shooter. He shot a lot of shots.
Yeah, Iverson had to get it like he get it. Speaking of Iverson,
pressure on your ass though.
Exactly.
At the free throw line.
Exactly. No, man, that mid range is beautiful.
Like second in the league in attempts with Shaq back in the day when it came.
Absolutely. And Kevin Durant's mid range is beautiful. But speaking of Allen Iverson, the 76ers go up 3-0. They went 3-0 up on the Brooklyn Nets. 102-97. Lot of controversy in this game. James Harden was kicked out of the game with a flagrant one foul. It's a lot of controversy over that call. And Joel Embiid, holy smokes, with the nut kicker that's heard around the world right now. But real quickly, man, we're gonna talk about that James Harden. Should he been kicked out or not? And why not go to the NBA Trivia champion himself, Rock? What do you think about that call?
About the James Harden call? I mean, honestly,
yes,
I stopped watching the game after they ain't throw Embiid out the game for literally whatever he did. I mean, I thought he should have been thrown out of the game because they put this whole emphasis on what Draymond be doing, but Embiid should have been thrown out. So I didn't really see the part about James Harden getting ejected. I was surprised when I seen it. I was like, he got ejected. What did he do? And then to see that it wasn't really that, the reason they called it is because it's based off of how he went into, I think, what's his name? Brother,
Royce O'Neal,
right?
Royce O'Neal. Yeah.
I think his leg or something collided with his groin while he was trying to drive. So I mean, by it being already heated, I think the refs were just looking to make a call because I think Claxton ended up getting suspended. I mean, he not suspended. He ended up getting ejected as well for taunting Embiid after he dunked on him again in the fourth quarter. So I just think the refs tried to just put a little bit too much of a hold on the game. They tried to control the majority of it. It's the same like in the NFL. You see two teams going at it, and the refs start to go. They start to call flags, and even on phantom calls and some things of that nature. So
I agree.
I think the refs just tried to show the players that okay, we control the game. Y'all might go on in between the lines, but
great point.
We control the outcome. They still trying to control the outcome.
That's exactly what I got from it. That's exactly what I got. Street.
Yeah, man, that was ridiculous to me. Embiid going for the family jewels. They won't kick him out of the game, but James Harden, basically bumping somebody, getting kicked out. I didn't like it. Embiid, I guess his reputation is not being a dirty player, so that may be why they gave him a pass. He doesn't have a reputation on being a dirty player, but he has had a lot of flagrant fouls in his career. But I guess none of the dirty sort. So, sometimes your reputation, like it can come back to haunt you. Sometimes your reputation come back to help you. So in this case, I think it came back to help Embiid in this situation. This series is over anyway. There's no need to suspend Embiid and let the Knicks steal a game and drag this on any longer. This is a complete mismatch. It ain't been close. Embiid is totally dominating. So I'm glad they didn't suspend him. I'm ready for this series to be over so we can go ahead and move on.
Me too, bro. I'm with you. I'm with you.
Game.
It's 3-0.
It was 66-63.
66-63.
Just came back. We were down the whole game.
Embiid is out with a sprained knee.
Yeah.
He's out with a sprained knee.
Coincidence.
Yeah.
Him and Kawhi, yo. How they
Kawhi, what
is
up?
I know these are the most injury prone. Oh boy. Anyway,
Embiid actually did.
Get me started.
He actually did get injured though.
Bring it back, host. Bring it back.
I mean, these dudes can drink a bottle of water and be injured. Like I don't understand it. Paul George pisses me off, man. Because I'm like, I'm a Paul George fan. I'm like, Jesus, bro, your team needs you. Get out there on that court.
Yeah, anyway. And I never seen nobody the size of Embiid fall so much goddamn much. Man, this man falls more than anybody. I mean, how are you that big and you always on the damn ground?
I'm gonna tell you why.
He's knocking people down, not falling down all the time.
But I'm gonna tell you why, Street, because he do too much because the Sixers rely on him too much. They rely on him. They don't have no other else. They have nothing else.
I just don't remember Shaq being on the ground like that.
Tyrese Maxey showed up and he balled out. Thank goodness.
Thank God for Tyrese.
You know what I'm saying? Because James Harden not doing it. But anyway, GC, what you think, bro? James Harden.
His ejection.
Either that ejection or what you think about Joel. Either one you want to hear that.
So Joel should have been gone immediately. Not from my point of view, for what he did. With that James Harden ejection, that was the weakest shit I've ever seen.
God,
I swear.
Yeah.
When I watched it, I was like, "That's it."
Yeah.
Like, I feel like the refs trying to when they take control of a game, it makes the game worse.
Yes.
Let them play. These grown men.
Yeah, man. That's what I'm saying.
They try to keep that point spread close, man.
If they gonna bang,
yeah, you're right.
You know what I mean? Like, so Claxton dunked on Embiid and taunted. Okay, they men. Like, you trying to minuscule them to boys, and you're making the game worse. The shit is soft, man.
I'm trying to catch you, keep you catching the charge, bro.
I know, bro. I'm about to because GC hitting on something too. Because I like how GC started out, but I'm gonna wait. Deuce.
Yeah. So I don't think it's gonna go the way y'all think. I think y'all think I'm gonna come to Embiid's defense and all that. It was wrong. He's done things like this in the past. I don't know if you guys ever seen the portal matches between him and Barkley on the little the thing that Bleacher Report puts out. But Barkley made a joke saying he's a worse role model than I was. You know what I mean? So Joe. I mean, he's known as Joe the Troll. He does things like that. But it definitely required an ejection. I think he should have been ejected. I don't think Harden should have been ejected because even when no one's on Harden, his left arm goes out when he dribbles right all the time. Like the tape just shows that. And you would think NBA officials officiating him for 82 games would understand that that's a natural motion for him. But nonetheless, it goes back to what I was trying to tell Street earlier. And this officiating needs to be more consistent. Literally in the same game, two acts that were below the belt, and one had malice in it, the other one didn't.
Yeah.
And then you switch the calls.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? That's just bad officiating, over and over again. I agree. I don't think James should have been ejected. But I think it starts with the officiating, and like GC said, they trying to control the game and making it worse. You know what I mean? Like you got rid of who was probably their best player on the floor the other night, which was Nick Claxton, late in the fourth when these guys were, attempting to try to steal a game. They were trying to win their game 3. Yeah. You just can't do stuff like that, man. Like you hurting everybody involved. But as far as Joel goes, you just can't do those types of things, man.
Totally agree.
You can't do that. And I now granted, we watched the whole video. He did walk over him. Nick Claxton had all this room over here and decided to walk over Joel. And I get it. He's the baddest dude, baddest center in the league, and I just dunked on him, and I've been giving him that work. You gonna hear from me too.
Not kicking him.
But you play stupid games, you win a stupid prize. And he won a stupid prize.
I heard that a long time. I heard that a long time. You ain't lying. I ain't heard that in a long time.
Well, I feel like you can't take. Oh, I'm sorry.
No. Go ahead.
You can't take the emotion out the game and expect the game to still be good.
Oh yeah.
We competing. Like, even if I'm just competing against them, then we gonna talk shit.
Yes.
I mean, we might push a little bit, but like it's all in the game. Once the game over with, it is what it is.
Dap it up and
what it's like while we competing. If I make a layup and he fouled me, I'm gonna get up and one. Like, that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
Like, you can't take that out the game and still think everybody gonna watch. That's just not basketball.
Yeah, I agree.
That's like celebrating football. If Julio torched somebody for 300 yards, he has the right to celebrate and talk the entire time.
Absolutely. I absolutely agree with that. Let him.
Best. You
couldn't name no receivers from the Saints, could you?
Hit me out.
I use Julio because he actually had a 300-yard game, but Michael Thomas definitely torched anybody. Can't guard Mike.
Hey. No doubt.
He can't guard Mike because he ain't never on the field.
Yeah.
Hey, at the end of the day, when he is on the field,
he on the field as much as Zion on the court. I tell you that. They should have drafted Brandon Michael Thomas to the Bills and should have drafted Zion to the Saints.
Come on, Michael Thomas has the most catches in the single season, so it don't matter. Talk about
it is record.
Y'all, the receivers on y'all teams could never.
Come on with it, OG.
No, not too much. I'm leaving you alone.
I know you ain't talking to me.
Hey, but hey, if you want to know, be on that side, then go ahead. Michael Thomas, you guard him. Guard him.
Step on his
guard him when he's not being guarded by the turf monster.
I'm gonna step on his foot.
Come on, man.
Come on, cause you better jump in there. It's a Bayou classic right here.
See, but I just really feel. I mean, this officiating, the way the game. I mean, they doing things now. It's kind of deterred me from watching basketball in a way. You got one obvious and one so not obvious, and I mean, how can you get that so wrong? Yeah. And so it's like, here, you step in a man's genital area like that. I mean, that's no call for it in this game. Yeah, you got to go. You got to get out of here. But for what Harden did, I mean, he didn't extend the elbow or nothing like it. It was kind of placed in there a little bit. He didn't knock the man to the ground where he fell and hit the back of his head. Could have caused brain damage or anything. I can understand that, but it's just a little bit too much. They got to get better at the officiating. I mean, you got to let them play, and then at the same time, when something that obvious, what Embiid did, that's warrants for that. That definitely is. But I mean, to the officiating get better, they're making our game bad. And it just, we don't want to see that. We know, like we talked about it, it's going to be trash talking and things. Just as long as you don't say it directly to the person's face, you're supposed to express your emotion when you score on someone and all this kind of stuff. I mean, that's what it's all about. But you start to take these things away from these players and you basically want to put muzzles on their mouths and stuff like that. And, I had a guy, I asked a white guy that I work with, I asked him, do you watch basketball? He said he don't watch NBA basketball because he don't understand fouls. And I said, what you mean? He said he just don't think that foul should be part of the rule of the game. I say, if they don't put fouls in place, man, I say, you're talking about that. It'll really be a gladiator sports DA.
Bro, they gonna need
like
the little
50
bubble around them.
30 to 40.
They gonna need that the whole time.
Yeah. So I just really think that you have to let some kind of physicality play into the game. Just as long as someone's not getting crucially hurt. We got to bring some of that old school back. Not a whole lot of it, but let's just bring a little taste of it back. I mean, come on now. We can't make this. We can't put skirts on the players and make this a passive league. It's not going to work. So they got to do better than officiate. They really do.
I agree with that. They do got to do better with officiating. I've been saying, even in the NFL. Oh my God,
over officiating, man.
You know why they were so tough back in the day? Because they was wearing them short shorts.
Squeezes. Mr. President, you want to touch on this before I go?
Nut huggers.
I didn't get to see it, but based off of the way my man Deuce and everybody else described it, I think the refs got the wrong call. But
hell yeah.
I mean, if you know NBA basketball since the 2000s, I mean, it's always some bad officiating, especially in the playoffs.
Absolutely. And now I'm going to say James Harden. That was just crazy. That was ridiculous. I'm gonna play devil's advocate a little bit. There you go. Come on, Mark. You ready?
I ain't done it all show. Come on.
I know. Here we go. Okay. Now, was he wrong? Of course, because he shouldn't kick the man in the nuts. But I understand where Joel is coming from, because in basketball, street ball, I ain't gonna say I was a legend, but I was pretty damn good.
You used to watch the All-Star game before you
I ain't lose on the blacktop now. I ain't lose. my record speak for itself, man. Shout out to my boy Sean Griffin. You better tell him. But anyway, in basketball alone, when you step over somebody, that is the ultimate disrespect. When you step over somebody, that you there's something that you don't do. Especially when you dunk on them and you step on them, or you put your nuts in their face, there's something that you don't do. So I understand where Joel come from, but he shouldn't have let his emotions make him get too angry. He should have, again, put it on the court.
I'm gonna disagree with you, host.
Okay, that's good. You took my spot, but
yeah,
but that's good. But you don't. That's disrespectful when you step over. Let me give you an example. 1994, when Scottie Pippen dunked on Patrick Ewing, I'm sorry. He stepped over. He stepped over Patrick Ewing and looked at him. And Patrick Ewing got up and was ready to fight. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know.
He pushed Patrick a little bit going to the ground.
Famous Scottie
Pippen. He pushed him going down.
He gave him a little push.
Exactly, but it's disrespectful though. But how Scottie Pippen stood there with his nuts in his face. That's something that you don't do. Allen Iverson, of course, 2001, when he crossed over Tyronn Lue, and he stepped over him. The famous step over. That is the ultimate disrespect.
It's disrespect that they keep showing that.
Exactly. So I get what Joel is coming at, but again, he was wrong for kicking that man like that, because he could have really hurt that man.
Yeah.
Nick Claxton didn't hurt him. He may hurt his ego a little bit, but he didn't hurt him physically. And Joel was wrong for that. And I know Joel is going for the MVP, and I know Joel is great. I know he's a scoring type champion, whatever. But he was dead wrong for that, and they should have kicked him out of the game for that. They really should. But I know how Joel he feels as a man and as a competitor. He feels disrespected because he did. You stepped over him. Don't step over me. You dunked on me. That's good enough, bro. Don't rub it in my face, because that's now you're taking it personal in basketball terms. But go ahead, GC. You took Mark's.
All right, so the AI step over Tyronn Lue wasn't intentional. It was just like an in a moment type thing.
No, that was intentional, because look how he stepped over him. He stepped over him, one big step. He said, boom, looked at him, and then walked off.
AI said it wasn't intentional. It wasn't.
Go back and look at it.
It looked intentional. I can tell you that when he was doing it.
I mean, go back.
The way it looked, the way everybody perceived it, but when AI talks about it, it's not how everybody thinks it is.
No, but look at his mannerism. AI might be full of shit because listen, Tyronn Lue was giving him that work on that defense. he was all over him. And even Iverson was like, man, he was all over me. So we hit the jump shot, he fell, and look at his mannerism. He stepped over him, looked down, and then walked off.
Maybe we get Bubba Chuck on the show. Come get his side.
That's what I said. He stepped over him, looked down, and walked off. Now, if you're gonna do, if you're not intentional, then you're gonna step on him and keep moving. When you look down and then get off, and only reason why, because Tyronn Lue was giving him that work on that defense. He was.
It was being a little annoying.
40 though. I mean, like.
Oh, I mean, AI got buckets that game.
Yeah,
he made
Tyronn Lue. Yeah, but Tyronn Lue made him work for it. That's what I'm saying. Tyronn Lue was a mosquito to he was all over the place on him.
Yeah,
I remember
he still gave him 40 plus though, host.
But going back to the Embiid thing, like, yeah, it's wrong for what he did. Well, kicking him in the nuts, but at the same time, if Embiid would have did it to anybody else, he'd have stepped over them too. So I'm not going to cut you no slack because I know what you are. I know who you are. So yeah, if you the low man at the moment, I'm finna show you how low man feel.
Yeah. I think, and I agree with what y'all saying about the NBA should be a little lenient, and I agree. All you guys are right. I totally agree. They need to be a little bit more lenient with that. Joel was dead wrong though. I know how Joel feel. His pride, ego, and all that good stuff was in it. But he shouldn't have kicked him. Because that could have really hurted Nick Claxton. Nick Claxton didn't hurt him physically. Again, he hurt his ego, but he didn't hurt him physically. And he was wrong. He's wrong for that. He should get fined, or he should. I mean, he's not playing anyway, but and like Street said, this series is over anyway. I mean, whatever. 5 minutes,
5.5 minutes left of it.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a wrap anyway. Shout out to Tyrese Maxey though. Tyrese Maxey balled out. Oh my God, he did. He balled out, and I was happy to see Tyrese Maxey do his thing. Somebody helped Joel, but it was good. But again, man, I think with the emotions in basketball, men being competitive, just lighten up a little bit. Let's just lighten up. We done seen countless times players fighting. You remember when Doug Christie uppercutted Rick Fox?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I mean,
when Child's two-piece Kobe.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Guys are going to get at it. And it's all about defense and talking trash and being up in each other's faces. You know, when you garner you up in the face and somebody might headbutt somebody or something like that. I mean, it ain't nothing intentional. I mean, but ref, let them play.
Let them play.
Yeah,
I ain't never seen nobody try Bron like that. I'm just saying.
No.
No
fool. Bron is part of the new generation. Bron is part of the new generation that's sissified. Sorry.
Ain't nobody try Bron.
Sissified. This is can't take it.
So KD ain't do it to Bron in the corner?
Huh?
We talking about putting hands on somebody.
No. This generation is not about hands.
We talking about
this generation. Q. It's street.
Yeah.
Jokic put it on Marquise Morris.
Oh God!
Like to snap that little neck.
Yeah, he's a dude.
Marquise
Morris is a dude.
Then told his brother. Then told his brother Marcus.
Get some too.
Yeah,
you can get some too. My brothers will pull up. People don't know. Jokic got like 5 brothers, yo.
They was in the stands.
Yeah, Jokic got 5 brothers. That's like 7 foot.
Big dudes too.
Yeah. Marquise
Morris.
Big
Marcus Cousins was about to fight KD in the post game. Oh, just like this is gonna be so bad.
Jokic no can't. Yeah, he did come at LeBron. He did come at LeBron one time.
He ain't never tried to put hands on Bron. I done seen somebody choke out Mike.
What's the name did too? What's the center name from the Bulls that time? Jesus, Muhammad.
Oh yeah, Nazi
Muhammad.
Yeah.
Nazi Muhammad tried to kill LeBron. He tried to kill him, bro. But everybody, when he hit the ground, Nazi slid back on the ground, and Nazi got up, and the whole team came because they knew
that boy from Detroit not too long ago. He would have
waxed LeBron.
Isaiah. Yeah,
Stewart.
Yeah, he was gonna put hands on Bron.
I know the X-Man definitely would have got him back in the day.
Oh my Lord.
He definitely would have.
Xavier
the X-Man would have got him. Yeah, he would have got him.
Y'all gotta think LeBron was just big as them dudes. LeBron might have been bigger than Xavier McDaniels.
It don't matter how big he is.
I don't think he's bigger than that. No.
I do. I think I'm gonna pull up Xavier McDaniels.
No, he's bigger than Xavier McDaniels. No.
Hell no.
I'm telling you.
Buck Williams and all that, man.
Ron's 6'9", 250, so
yeah,
it ain't too many dudes bigger than him. I'm just saying.
Yeah, especially not in basketball.
So you think he would have got the X-Man? You think the X-Man, LeBron would have beat the X-Man?
No, I'm just
Xavier McDaniels was 6'7".
Nazi, that's right. Nazi trying to
kill him, big. That's all.
Yeah, he was 6'7", man. He played small forward.
No.
Xavier McDaniels was a small forward, 6'7", about 220
But those
pounds,
dudes
man.
was brute strong, even though they were. LeBron is big,
and LeBron's not.
No, I'm not saying he ain't.
No,
but is he stronger here? Is he stronger here? Because they got a body slam LeBron. He be they found me. What?
But if you put LeBron back there in that era when he had to play with a different mentality,
he wouldn't have survived.
Because he
wouldn't have made it.
He big as Karl Malone, man.
No.
He just big as Karl Malone.
He wouldn't have made it.
Karl Malone couldn't do it. He couldn't even handle Rodman.
No, he wouldn't have made it back then.
NBA Finals, man.
No, he would not have made it.
I ain't the biggest LeBron fan, but you dropped LeBron back in those days. LeBron is dominating. Shit.
No.
The 90s Pistons?
Yeah.
No.
Yes. And with his skill set and his size, you tell me who was doing that in the 90s.
He couldn't handle the Celtics in the 80s. Kevin McHale will rip him to shreds.
Kevin McHale. Come on, man. Stop it.
Q, you
stop it. That Bobo athletic enough to handle LeBron, man.
Kevin McHale.
That's the best postman that ever played basketball. Kevin McHale.
Man, let me tell you, he ain't checking LeBron.
He's the best postman ever. Charles Barkley didn't that.
He ain't checking LeBron.
Huh?
Who you gonna put on LeBron? Man, look, Charles Barkley, he was dominant, but he was 6'4". Let's don't get it.
No, I'm saying Kevin McHale was the best postman that ever played NBA ball.
Ain't got nothing to do with defense.
I don't know about that. There was somebody named Elijah Wan that walked through the.
Not the post. I'm talking about the best postman that ever played in the post.
I mean, he'll take you down in that torture chamber and do work. He would. Kevin McHale would. But
Kevin McHale will work you.
He won't know.
He can barely handle the 2000s.
I know one thing. Ron ain't never gonna watch this show the way y'all talking about him today.
I think if you drop LeBron in those days, LeBron be dominant just as he is today. He'll be
dominant. No.
Your GOAT said it. He said in 2013 there were only 4 players that could have played in this era. LeBron was one of them.
And he definitely is one of them. He can handle the ball. He can shoot the ball. I mean, come on, man. Why he couldn't play in that era? He's bigger than everybody in that era, damn near.
Kevin can't tell you himself.
He's much bigger than Jordan. Jordan's 6'6", 220. LeBron's 6'9", 270.
He ain't tough enough.
Shit.
Somebody got Wall Street fired.
No, he ain't tough enough.
Somebody got Wall Street fired.
He been calling commissioner after every game. He calls commissioner after every game. I guarantee he'll call commissioner. Every game.
I ain't have to be the hill of the shoulder that Wall Street.
I mean, he's bigger than Charles Oakley. He's bigger than all them guys. This dude's almost the size of like them Davis boys. You know what I'm saying?
Charles Oakley was smash LeBron James.
He wasn't doing nothing but get dunked on, man. Charles Oakley was nothing but a goon. He was a goon. Everybody know it. He was out there to hack and protect Jordan. That's what he was out there for.
That's why he was a journeyman. That's why he traveled a lot.
He was not. He ain't no skill set. No post moves whatsoever. He was just a muscle guy.
He only played for 3 teams. Charles Oakley.
He was a muscle guy though, man. He had no skill. He had no post. Nobody was throwing the ball down to the Charles Oakley.
Charles Oakley?
He did the same thing for all 3 teams.
Was a muscle guy.
That's his role.
Hell, I'd take Horace Grant over Charles Oakley. Give me Horace Grant.
John Sally, and then that was they role. Chuck Daly put him in just to do that.
Yeah, John Sally was on that.
Yeah, I get it.
Anywhere else on YouTube.
But he ain't guarding no LeBron. But LeBron gonna take him out there on top of that key and say, "Hey, try to stay in front of me."
It wouldn't. They'd have hard fouled him like they did Jordan.
Yeah, they would have. Yeah, they would hard foul.
They'd have fouled out in the first half.
And you know, LeBron got the body to take those fouls though. If Jordan could take them at 6,
even though they don't get ejected, they still fouls. They still gonna add up.
Yeah, they still are
fouls. He'd be 3 and he'd be sitting down, and Bron it's to be the first quarter.
Yeah. Hey, like I say, drop Bron in that era,
very
man.
Different.
It's very different.
I think sports betting, they ain't, I don't know, man. I mean, I get to you. I say LeBron would have probably, if he would have been in that era, if we could go back in time and put him back in the 80s, I give LeBron like the slight edge over a lot of guys that's in the league now. Like Steph Curry couldn't be in the 80s because as soon as he came to the lane and tried to float the ball up, somebody would undercut him.
Yeah, they trying to test out because Steph Curry long story short, Steph Curry runs great without the ball. Reggie Miller was getting killed, and he was the greatest of all time running without the ball.
But I think if Reggie could do it, Steph could do it, man. I don't know what makes Reggie able to. Reggie was slightly built.
He'd have been a specialist like his father, though.
Ain't Reggie like 6'7" though?
Yeah, he is.
He was frail.
But Steph shooting from the logo, though. Reggie won't shoot from the logo.
Reggie Miller was taking blows. I don't think Steph Curry could take.
Hell, I even think the 3-point line was closer back then in those days, too.
They'd have been able to control
Them old Pacers Knicks series.
Oh, God.
In the
that
90s,
was good stuff,
Pacers Knicks series, I don't think Steph would have been able to take some.
Hell no.
Reggie Miller was taking during them Pacers Knicks series back in the early, like 93, 94, 95 during them years.
I don't know about that, man. You look at people like Kenny Smith, Sam Cassell, they made it through there. They made it.
Yeah. But Kenny Smith wasn't playing the Knicks every 4 times out of the year, though.
No, he wasn't. Street.
Hey, that's true. But B.J. Armstrong, they played the Knicks. You know, you have small guards in the league. Mark Price, he went up against the Knicks.
B.J. Armstrong didn't start. It was John Paxson.
Mark Price started. He played the Knicks for years.
Mark Price
and got buckets
on the outside.
And where Steph will live, Steph will even live further back than that. Steph was a deeper shooter than Mark Price. You got to pick up Steph after he crossed half court, Playboy.
John Starks would have put Steph Curry on his ass.
Don't do that. John Starks. Stop it, man. Come on.
Derek Harper would have put the handcuffs on.
Derek Harper. Y'all get outrageous with it now.
Some of them old school guys would have picked up Curry because back
y'all like Curry ain't got no handles. Y'all like Curry ain't got no handles.
The hand check rule didn't come in until after Jordan. The hand check rule didn't come in until after like the early 90s. So they'd have been able to hand check Steph Curry all the way down 94
if
feet.
Players like John Stockton,
I love it.
Motherfucking Mark Price, if those players could play in the 80s, then goddamn Steph Curry could do it. If they could play in the 80s, Mark Price, B.J. Armstrong, these little guards could play in the 90s. Steph Curry, which is have a way better skill set than all of them, shoot the ball better than all of them, he could play that era too. I believe.
Hey, but those guys you said,
give me a hell yeah.
were they born with silver spoons in their mouths?
No, they weren't.
Come on, y'all ain't gonna do that to that guy now. Y'all not gonna do that.
Steph Curry's father was in the league,
but that's just good pedigree.
That's
just good pedigree.
His dad's success. We're not gonna do that, G-Rock.
He shoot better than his dad.
We're not gonna do that.
I'm sorry, I just had to stir the pot a little bit.
I feel you.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Steve Kerr, he played in the 90s. Come on, man.
Okay.
Mark Paxson and them boys, they played in the 90s. Nah, Steph Curry could definitely do it. He would have been a way better Steve Kerr if that's how they wanted to use him. But Steve Kerr couldn't handle the ball either, though, like Steph can.
That's our show for today. Boy, this can go on, boy. Man, Street bringing it today, though. I gotta give it to him, Mark. Mark, you took your spot. Street is a heel. I think Mark, you can go babyface now.
Hey, man.
A heel.
Yeah, he's a heel. Ladies and gentlemen, there's no NBA or NFL trivia today, man. It will return next Saturday on our NFL draft show. So the champs, Rockstar Rock and Deuce, I could take a break for the time being. Man. Matter of fact, man, shout out to the podcast panel, man. The greatest podcast panel in the whole YouTube community sitting right here in front of me, man. I got both champs on the same show. Got both champs right here. I got the president, I got the vice president in the same show. I got the flies man in the land right here on the show. I got the OG, the legend himself right here. And man, today's a good show, man. As my saying, man, that's our show for today, man. As always, we want to thank you guys for watching another episode of the River Sports Talk Show. Please remember to give the guys a thumbs up. And it's your first time watching us today, man. Hit that subscribe button. Dude, what? Hit that subscribe button. Stay on him. hit that subscribe button, and turn on that bell for all notifications, man. You guys stay right here, ladies and gentlemen, because in about, we'll probably do we'll say 3:35. We'll give it 3:35. Get the fellas time to get themselves together, man. And I will be opening up the Real Man to Man Lounge. And that is a show just for men talking amongst each other about men things. No sports talk, just genuine, real life men conversation. So again, man, in maybe about 15, 20 minutes, man, we will start the Real Man to Man Lounge. And you do not want to miss this episode because I am going beyond the YouTube wall. And I'm going to take a fine for it, but it's okay. That's okay.
Oh Lord,
that's okay. That is okay. Man. I'm going to take. I don't think it'll be a fine, but I'm definitely going to go there. Something that needs to be said amongst men, man. So again, man, we'll say about 3:35, man. Get the fellas time to get themselves together, and we'll start the Real Man to Man Lounge. So we're gonna get out of here. Those of you can't watch the Real Man to Man Lounge and going on with yourselves, man. We want you guys to be safe. But know who I am in the great debate. Rock. Deuce. Man, we gotta see Deuce, man. We see you Tuesday, Deuce.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, see you and great job today, brother. Great job.
I appreciate the opportunity, man.
Oh man, no sir. Appreciate your talent that you bring to the Real Sports Podcast, brother. Appreciate you.
Appreciate that.
Streets.
Let's go, Ryan Garcia. I need you to knock this dude out tonight. Let's go.
Hey,
I need that money, baby.
I'm scared, baby. I'm scared. The flyest man in the land, 504, is in the building.
You see it up there, baby. You know
you already, baby. New Orleans, baby. Mr. President, the Luke Geary.
Shout out to GC. Shout out to the host. Shout out to the homie Philly G. All I gotta say is, bro, AJ McCarron, roll tide, bro.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. It takes a lot for Mark to say that, boy.
Hey,
oh God.
You'll see why next week on the mark.
Yes, sir.
I just want to say that real quick. Roll
yes,
tide.
Sir. No doubt, baby. No doubt. And the legend himself, the OG. Viking time, baby. Let's go.
Peace out,
yes,
baby.
Sir. Peace out, baby.
Mark, you know he's gonna clip you saying roll tide. You know that, right?
Please,
yeah, you should be ashamed of yourself, Mark.
Should I clip him?
Hey,
yes.
I had no other. I got next week on the mark. You will see why I said what I said, but I had to say it, bro. I got to give respect where it's due.
Real quick, I do want you to know that it's Alabama's A Day today. So yeah, you chose a good day to say it. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt, no question and no doubt. All right, ladies and gentlemen, stay right there. Real Man to Man Lounge coming. Let's say it's about 20 minutes. 3:40, man. 3:40 we'll be starting, man. Real Man to Man Lounge. Stay your asses right there. Be safe. If you can't come back, that's okay. Be safe. Stay safe. Out.